Shaina NC, the problem clear is, as Nandini Sardesai very aptly puts it, it's the speed with which the tribunal cleared this movie. In less than 24 hours, Shaina NC, this tribunal met, sat and cleared the movie. Shaina NC.
But that's something you should be appreciating, Gaurav. The tribunal is not members of the BJP or any political party. They are independent people, opinion makers, retired judges, advocate of the Supreme Court, noted journalists. Now, if the tribunal feels that the film should go through and should be passed, and if the censor board had some apprehensions and approached the tribunal, I think you should appreciate the speed at which they have given it a clearance, or they have not, because it is entirely the prerogative of an independent body. There is no question of any governmental interference with retired judges and Supreme Court lawyers, etc., as you would know.
But that is not what members of the board allege.
Made it and absolutely clear.
Shaina, the members of the board allege that usually it takes between a fortnight to a month for the tribunal to meet. In this case, the allegation is because Gurmeet Ram Rahim's Dera Sacha Sauda apparently helped the BJP in Haryana elections, this was payback time.
It's absolutely untrue, baseless, and please, Haryana elections are over and done with. There is no question of appeasing a particular filmmaker, and least of all for this reason. The censor board is an independent body. It has the prerogative to pass a film or to raise objections. If it is in doubt, what does it do? It sends it to a tribunal. Who are the members of the tribunal? They're not members of a political party. They're independent Indian thinking souls like you, me and others who have the prerogative to decide whether this film should be released or not. I don't think you can in any way suggest that the government has appropriate, because the government has not interfered at all. If Leela Samson has an axe to grind with whoever, she should do it by going to the courts, not by baselessly alleging on the government when the government has no role to play in this.
Okay, but Tarlochan Singh ji, the problem here is the protests that are happening on the streets. Why is the Shiromani Akali Dal, once the tribunal has cleared the film, why protest on the streets? You don't like the film, don't watch it.
I think we are just sidetracking the main issue. Whether this film is helpful at this time in the country. You see, I am in the Indian Olympic Association. The courts have decided, and we have amended our constitution, that no charge sheeted will ever be office bearer of our Olympic body. The Supreme Court earlier wanted no charge sheeted will ever come to Assembly and Parliament. And here is a person charge sheeted in various cases by the court, and CBI registering cases on other alleged malpractices. And now we are wanting that India should believe that that man is now a messenger of God and he is to save our country.
That's so a movie.
All the countrymen should know why we are objecting to this. And secondly, the main issue is the movie.
Allegation तो किसी पर भी लगाए जा सकते हैं. It's only allegation. ये सिर्फ allegations है. कोर्ट का कोई फैसला नहीं आया है. Allegation किसी पर भी झूठे allegations लगाए जा सकते हैं.
Respond to this. Santosh Shahzad says not one case either of rape or murder has been proven, Mr. Tarlochan Singh.
बल्कि उन्होंने तो जिन्होंने allegations लगाए थे उन्होंने माफी भी मांग ली कि नहीं मेरे को तो किसी ने पैसा दे के वो किया गया था.
These are alleged charges.
Yes. So why protest on the streets? The pictures that we see on the television screen.
Alleged charges, and the court says anybody charge sheeted cannot be member of parliament, cannot be MLA.
But the court does not say anybody who is charge sheeted cannot be a filmmaker or a film actor.
God messenger.
These are only allegations.
Let court decide. I am not saying what court does.
Any result from the court.
Isn't your party and party like yours becoming extra?
Doesn't want to appear in the court.
Dilip Tahir, isn't the Shiromani Akali Dal and Sikh organizations, are they not being extra constitutional bodies by protesting on the streets and preventing this film from being telecast?
Let me first talk.
नहीं तो इनको film से दिक्कत है.
Let me get Dilip Tahir to respond.
Don't interfere. You have the bad habit of interfering. Let me complete, and then you have the time you speak. I am not making any fresh allegation. The latest court, High Court, what has decided? That there are cases where dozens of people castrated, and the case is filed by CBI. Now a case is already there of murder. So not all Shomni Karidal cases, neither of the cases by the Sikh community. These are by the CBI.
Let me get Dilip Tahil to respond to that.
First decide those cases and then try to become messenger of God.
Okay.
This is not a time to disturb the peace of Punjab. The Republic Day is coming closer to us. This is not the time that Delhi people should say everyday protest outside.
Okay, you've made your point. Sir, you've made your point. I'll come to that.
We should have peace in India.
Fine, you've made your point. Dilip Tahil, please respond to this.
Sensitivity of a community should not
be speaking. What do you want me to say?
Are these grounds to stop messenger of God that the Sikh community is feeling upset and that Gurmeet Ram Rahim is charge sheeted?
Is going to harm the entire country.
Mr. Tarlochan Singh, you've said your piece. Dilip Tahil, please respond.
Yes.
Are these grounds to stop this?
What is your...
Tell me.
He hasn't stopped. What do you want me to do?
Go on, sir.
Has he not been charge sheeted? Has the case not going in the court?
Sir, you've made your point. Mr. Tarlochan Singh, please hold for a moment. Let me get other panelists in. Dilip Tahil, respond to this.
Respond to what? What is the question?
Are these grounds to stop the telecast of Messenger of God that Gurmeet Ram Rahim has been charge sheeted, that there are cases of rape, murder and castration against him?
Is anything has been proved?
Let me get Dilip Tahil to respond.
I am telling you, my stand on this is quite clear. Like people have a right to protest about something that they don't like. He has got every right to make a movie. If he's projecting his own philosophy, that is for the audience to decide. Why do people sit in judgment and underestimate the public of India? This is the very same people who have gone to the polls and proven again and again that they're an intelligent electorate and they are not naive. Certify the film and let the public decide as to how much they believe of this man or they don't believe. My point is, why should there be a body of select people who sit and make this judgment or these decisions on behalf of the public?
Why should there be protests on the streets that decide which movie will be shown and which movie will not be shown? Today the screening was stopped because of fear of violence in Gurgaon. Dilip Tahil, is that justified?
But that's a that's a law and order situation. Of course it's not justified, but that's a law and order situation. So you have to talk to the law and order, the people who established law and order to deal with that question. I don't know what exactly transpired, but that is a complete law and order situation.
Nagma, what Sikh rights groups are doing, are they correct? Violence, protests, burning tires, stopping traffic, is that the way that they should move forward? Is that the reason why this movie should be stopped?
See, even the Pope said today that the freedom of expression shouldn't be absolute. There should be checks and balances, and I think that the tribunal would have gone through, and the onus lies upon them to see whether the movie has to be put out in the public domain. And if they have felt that after giving the particular cuts, it should be released in the public domain, so I then think that we should trust the audiences who vote and get the government in place to also go and see a film and judge for themselves.
No, but then
I don't think that, we should be alarmed by these kind of protests which go on the road. And protests, okay, fine. If they are not getting into vandalization and, hooliganism, then it's fine if they are, just silently protesting. But I think that they should go to courts if they feel that there is something which is derogatory in a film.
फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन नगमा जी कह रही हैं और पोप की बात का सहारा ले रही हैं कि फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन इज नॉट एब्सोल्यूट। तो गुरमीत राम रहीम जो कर रहे हैं वो जैसे तरलोचन सिंह जी कह रहे हैं वो सही नहीं है।
गौरव जी, क्या अब ये अलग अलग धर्म डिसाइड करेंगे कि सेंसर बोर्ड की जगह पर कि ये फिल्म चलनी चाहिए और ये नहीं चलनी चाहिए? अगर ऐसा ट्रेंड था तो पीछे कितनी सारी फिल्म्स आई हैं, और जबकि ये तो पूरी शिक्षाप्रद फिल्म है और उसके बाद आपने वोटिंग कराई है। आज तक की वोटिंग है, मोर देन 95% लोगों ने, जब आपने पूछा सेंसर बोर्ड का क्या ये फैसला सही है कि इस पर रोक लगनी चाहिए, तो 95% लोगों ने कहा कि गलत है, नहीं इस पर रोक नहीं लगनी चाहिए।
लेकिन फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन एब्सोल्यूट नहीं है, पोप का ये कहना है, नगमा जी कह रही हैं। तो जो गुरमीत राम रहीम जो फिल्म बना रहे हैं, अंधविश्वास फैला रहे हैं, जो आरोप लग रहा है, तो क्यों ना ये फिल्म रोक दी जाए?
इसमें बिल्कुल गलत है। इसमें कोई भी अंधविश्वास नाम की चीज नहीं है। ये टोटली एक शिक्षाप्रद फिल्म है, नशाखोरी के विरुद्ध है, महिलाओं पर अत्याचार के विरुद्ध है, कन्या भ्रूण के खिलाफ है, और जो भी समाज में उत्पीड़न है उसके खिलाफ है। एक सीन भी इस तरह का नहीं है कि जो कोई अगर है तो उस चीज को और इसको पब्लिक के ऊपर छोड़ा जाए।
Once the censor board has cleared a film, who are these Sikh rights groups to stop it? How can there be extra sensory powers as Santosh Insan alleges?
Mr. Rawat, I am telling you with all the information. It's not the right Sikhs or left Sikh, it is the entire people. You see, the entire Sikh community is very sensitive on this issue. You don't take it so easily now.
Then go to court.
Even the
Why
cinema
protest on the
owners
streets?
have refused to screen the film. Are they on their own, not on the court? That all cinema owners in Punjab have decided not to screen the film. You see, after, why you want to disturb peace on our own? What this film is going to do?
बाकी फिल्मों में अगर हुआ था तब पीस ऑफ वो नहीं हुआ था क्या? इसमें तो ऐसे कोई बात ही नहीं है, कोई किसी धर्म के खिलाफ नहीं इसमें बोला गया है, कोई धर्म के खिलाफ।
फॉर गॉड सेक, दिल्ली का और पंजाब का, इसको आप सेंसिटिव, यू सी, सेंसिटिविटी ऑफ द केस शुड बी कंसिडर्ड। दिस इज माई अपील टू यू।
नहीं तो पीके के समय या ओ माय गॉड के समय,
दिस इज ऑल प्रोटेस्ट। प्रोटेस्ट इज फॉर द एंटायर मीडिया टू एग्जामिन।
No, Nagma, then this is typical double standards.
We don't want to disturb the peace.
So that peace is not disturbed, don't show messenger of God. Similarly, if peace was to be disturbed, why was PK shown? Isn't this double standards? Not just of the censor board, but of even people like Tarlochan Singh? Nagma?
और क्या 2% लोग इसका विरोध करते हैं? क्या वो मेजॉरिटी है?
That I think the onus rise on the tribunal, and if they have passed this movie, then I think they stand responsible, and let it come out in the public domain and let the public decide for themselves. Earlier also there was vandalism against PK, and what happened? PK turned out to be the biggest grosser. So we don't really know. I mean, it has been passed, but the only question arises is that normally when a tribunal does take a duration of a month's time to pass a movie, here it's taking only 24 hours. And why with a film like this to begin with? Is a question
the Congress
to be
party
asked.
is okay with
Yet,
Messenger of
they
God
have
being
gone
released?
ahead and passed it. Then I think,
is the Congress party okay with Messenger of God being released once cleared by the tribunal?
See, I am talking for myself. I am not speaking the party line, but yet I do feel that if the tribunal has passed this film, then it's out for the public, in the public domain, and the onus lies on the tribunal.
And yet,
for whatever the outcome or the consequences it holds.
And yet this film was not telecast in Dilip Tahil. Somewhere these are the double standards that are being practiced. Nagma says, I speak for myself, not for the Congress party. Tarlochan Singh says the film may be okay, but because Gurmeet Ram Rahim has charges against him, the film should not be broadcast. Yet everyone was okay with PK or Oh My God being telecast. All of this, perhaps Dilip Tahil amplifies the double standards that are being followed, perhaps the same double standards as are being followed by the censor board.
But this is my point precisely, that the censor board sits as a body and a panel, and they take these decisions supposedly on behalf of the public, to protect the public, but all that happens is that it goes in the opposite direction. There is a lot of controversy. That's why I say that they should certify and leave it to the audience to decide. I am not saying that people's sentiment should be hurt. That should not be the case. People have a right to protest peacefully if they feel something upsets their sentiment. At the same time, there should be enough freedom of expression for a person to be able to make his movie. If he's got a philosophy, put it out there in the public and see what happens. It's my point completely, that the censor board is a redundant organization.
Okay, Tarlochan saying, if you have a problem with the film, make another film. Why counter it by protests on the streets and burning tires and stopping traffic and threatening that people that there could be violence?
We should not misuse this term of freedom of expression. It has already harmed many things earlier. When I was chairman National Minority Commission, there was a meeting with Censor Board once that all such film where minority communities have a protest, they should come first to the Minority Commission. Otherwise, I am again telling you, this is a very sensitive issue, and people, you see the past history of this issue. What happened earlier? Even once.
No, but are you then saying that because the minorities can protest on the streets, their films should come to you because the majority doesn't protest, their films can go ahead?
Whole of Bombay remained closed.
No, but these are blatant double standards. Then there will be one more after Censor Board. How can the Minorities Commission be another,
मैं बीच में लोचन सिंह जी से पूछना चाहूंगा कि ये लोग ज्यादा वायलेंस फैल रहा है इस बात से या फिल्म से पहले ही ज्यादा वायलेंस फैलाया जा रहा है? वायलेंस फिल्म से पहले फैलाया जा रहा है, फिल्म के बाद तो लोगों की रिएक्शन देखने लायक होगी।
नो वायलेंस।
ये टायर जलते हुए क्या वायलेंस नहीं दिखा रहे हैं? ये क्या पीसफुल प्रोटेस्ट है क्या?
Clearly, we see politics continuing on the subject.
When they went, the police stopped them. Naturally, there is a halla gulla, but no violence.
No, but what is halla gulla in threat of more violence? If freedom of expression is absolute, it has to be absolute. If there are curbs, then there have to be curbs for everyone.
What happened in Bombay?
These are clear double standards, whether of the Censor Board or of the Lochan Singh here on the broadcast. But that is all I have time for.
The main issue, whether film is good or bad. The issue is that.
Okay, we will continue to track the story very closely, but clearly double standards. Okay, Nagma, last word to you. Last word to Nagma. 30 seconds, Nagma.
Gaurav, I don't understand double standards by who, because the Censor Board itself stands divided on this movie on the issue of whether it should be released or not. That's the very reason why it went to the tribunal.
And the tribunal has cleared it.
There's no question of double standards really, because they stood divided on the issue of whether releasing of this film or not. So it's not like the whole of Censor Board stood against releasing of this film. So
but once the tribunal has decided to release it,
or not.
Yes, all the 8 members unanimous.
Yeah, so the onus does lie upon them. So there's no question of double standards. There could be a few movies where the Censor Board doesn't completely agree or they are confused whether to release this film or not, because
and that is why, as per law, it goes to the appellate tribunal. The appellate tribunal cleared it.
An entity of the Censor Board.
We will continue to track this story.
And it is also the entity. The question only remains to be seen is that why on a particular film like this did a tribunal decide as fast as it did for the very first time in 24 hours, which it does take about 15 to 30 days time. That's the only question which is left unanswered, and that we could only know when we see the film.
Okay, so for that the film has to be cleared to be seen. In fact, today there was to be the premiere at Gurgaon, but because of the violence, that premiere could not happen. We will continue to track that story very closely. Dilip Tahil, Nagma, Santosh Insan and Tarlochan Singh, for the moment, many thanks for joining me here. Pitch battle for Delhi, and the rules of the game have changed with Kiran Bedi entering the arena. Within 24 hours of her joining the BJP, the Congress launched a vicious attack on the former top cop. Abhishek Manu Singhvi says Kiran Bedi could not become police commissioner, and she now dreams of becoming the chief minister of Delhi. Has Kiran Bedi's political debut made the Congress party nervous? That's the big question.
जो पुलिस कमिश्नर बनने के स्वप्नलोक से अब मुख्यमंत्री बनने के स्वप्नलोक में आई हैं.
The sharpest, possibly the lowest attack on the newly inducted BJP leader, who could soon become its chief ministerial face.
It doesn't come easy. This acknowledgement comes after a huge amount of hard work. If they're acknowledging it, not that I was waiting for any acknowledgement, but if it is coming, I'm very, very grateful to them. The fact that I'm in the election fray itself is a beginning of a responsibility. Let the next step come. Let's surmount the first step.
But tweets critical of Narendra Modi dating back to March 2013 came back to haunt the top cop turned politician.
जयचंद क्यों कहा?
मैंने तो एक कविता लिखी, और एक कविता सामान्य बात है कि भारत के इतिहास में जब कुछ महान होने वाला होता है, कुछ बड़ा होने वाला होता है, कुछ बड़े आमूलचूल परिवर्तन होने वाले होते हैं, तो वो लगातार ऐसे लोगों द्वारा आहत हो जाते हैं जो उसकी मूल धारा से विरत हो जाएं।
ओह, अब जो उनको कहना बहुत अच्छे, वो तो कवि हैं, उनको बोलो कविता ज्यादा बोलो। वो तो बहुत अच्छे कवि हैं।
Kiran Bedi had earlier said that she would never join politics. Kiran Bedi had earlier criticized Narendra Modi. So now suddenly BJP has started liking Kiran Bedi and Kiran Bedi is speaking good about Narendra Modi.
और उन पर किस तरह स्वागत है जब वो राजनीति में आई हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है।
But while the Aam Aadmi Party leadership tried to talk politics, the Congress did not hold back. In another development, speculation over Shazia Ilmi joining the BJP ended with her official induction into the party by Amit Shah.
भाजपा पहले भी ज्वाइन कर सकती थी, कांग्रेस ज्वाइन कर सकती थी, आप में वापस आ सकती थी, लेकिन मैंने 6 महीने देखा और मुझे सच में लगा कि एक नए तरीके का पॉलिटिकल डिस्कोर्स है, संवाद और संकल्प नया है और मैं उसका हिस्सा होना चाहती हूँ।
21 days for Delhi to vote, and the BJP is managing to dominate the public discourse. But the Congress with its increasingly vicious attacks and the Aam Aadmi Party with its exhaustive campaigning are fighting hard for public mind space. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Okay, let's now go across to Vedika Sood Sachdeva, who joins us with all the other top stories of the day. Vedika, over to you.
Thank you, Gaurav. Here's a quick check on the other top stories that we are following at this hour. First up, prices of petrol and diesel have been slashed by ₹2.42 per litre and ₹2.25 a litre respectively. The government has also hiked excise duty on petrol and diesel by ₹2 per litre each. The special investigation team widens probe in the Sunanda death mystery, likely to approach the Enforcement Directorate for details on Sunanda Pushkar's questioning in the IPL sweat equity case. Also, 2 more messages threatening of an ISIS attack on the 26th of January has been found in the toilet of the Mumbai airport by the ground handling staff. India has taken strong exception to the European Parliament's resolution that accused India of a serious breach of human rights in its treatment of 2 Italian Marines accused of killing 2 Indian fishermen off the coast of Kerala in the year 2012. On the run for over 10 years, Sikh militant Jagtar Singh Tara, convicted for life in the then Punjab Chief Minister Beant Singh's assassination, has been deported by Thailand. West Bengal Transport Minister Madan Mitra, who was arrested by the CBI in connection with the Sarda chit fund scam, has been remanded to 14 days judicial custody by a court. And with that, is back to you in the studio, Gaurav.
While the north continues to reel under the cold wave, we leave you with images of tourists enjoying the snow in Simla. Have a happy and a very warm weekend.